I am excited about this book, that we made it to this book. You are starting the first page of this new book, Two-Step Algebraic Equations. We'll go through these, and there's one kind here you have not seen before. Other than that, everything should look very familiar. We'll do the highlighted ones together. I'm doing an example of one type of problem each, except for these. I'm doing both of these. There are more of these in your book, and you'll begin to take over. But for now, I'll do both on this assignment. A, 4x plus 4x minus 6, I'm already thinking ahead, equals 6. My first job is to get the variable term by itself. I need to get rid of the negative 6. The opposite of negative 6 is positive 6. Or I could say the opposite of minus 6 is plus 6. Either way. So I add 6 to both sides. When I do, we have 4x. That cancels out. Equals 6 plus 6 is 12. At this point, I have the variable and a coefficient. My job now is to get just the variable by itself. To get rid of the coefficient, I do the opposite. The opposite of times 4 is negative 4. It's divided by 4, I mean. The opposite of times 4 is divide by 4. Excuse me. The 4 cancels out. X equals 12 divided by 4 is 3. Down to C. Now here is one you haven't done before. You can distribute. In fact, I will show you how to do it. Let me get a little scrap paper. We can do this. What you would do at this point, before I show you the alternative method, is to distribute the 5. 5x plus 25 equals 5. So that's what you would do first. The next thing you would do is get the variable term by itself. So you would subtract 25 from both sides. That would leave you with 5x equals negative 20. The next thing would be to get the variable by itself. You would divide both sides by 5. And you would be left with x equals negative 4. So that is the way that you probably would have already solved it without my help. Let me show you a better way. This has fewer steps. You have all of this in parentheses. All of this is multiplied by 5. We could actually get rid of that 5 right there. How would you do that? Well, right now, we're multiplying 5 times all of this. But if we divided all of this by 5, we'd get rid of that 5. So let's see how this works. Divide by 5, divide by 5. When we do that, that cancels out, and we're left with x plus 5 equals 1. Now we got rid of the parentheses, and we have these little itty-bitty numbers. And we already have x by its, the coefficient, we got rid of the 5x. So now, all we need to do is get rid of the plus 5. The opposite of plus 5 is minus 5. So we will subtract 5 from both sides, and we get x equals negative 4. See that? We'll do the other one this way too, and you'll get to see, you have a book of these, and they're all going to be using the same method. So by the time we get to the end of this book, you'll have this down pat. Right here we have n divided by 5 minus 9 equals 3. First, we get our variable term by itself. To get this by itself, we need to get rid of the minus 9. So we add 9 to both sides. That cancels out. We're left with n divided by 5 equals 12. Now, to get just the n by itself, we'll do the opposite. The opposite of divide by 5 is times 5. We will multiply both sides times 5. That cancels out. We have n equals 12 times 5 is 60. One last problem. You've already done one like this. Let me remind you how it works. We are going to get rid of that 4. In order to do that, we'll do the opposite. Right now we're multiplying. So we'll divide both sides by 4. When we do that, we get, that cancels out, and we get x plus 5 equals 20. To get x by itself, we do the opposite. Minus 5, minus 5. That cancels out. We're left with x equals 15. See how that worked? You've got 4 more left to do. Tomorrow we'll do page 2.